Okay, let's get straight into this. So I was checking my comments. This video is actually pretty much exploding compared to my normal pace. And I got this comment. I only read maybe to here, maybe there. So I'm gonna be debunking it live. No script. I don't know if this is deliberate rage bait, but these takes are brain rot. So now you hear it. Stating your opinion on a game and why that game is frustrating you is now brain rot. Your takes are brain rot. Saying this as a support main. Loki is in a very bad state at the moment, being probably the worst support alongside Ultron. And it's he is or he's. Choose one. Especially bad into dive. No. There are other supports which are worse than dive. I could get way more into that, but let's list a few examples. Luna. She has freeze and she has her shift ability which heals her slowly over time. Loki has more abilities and his runes if he has that cooldown. Just for one example. Point blank. Period. I didn't misspeak, that says period. Do not play a terrible hero in a terrible scenario, and if you do, you are not trying to win, so you are not trying, yet you blame your teammates despite you being the problem. What the fuck? So let's go here. As you can see, last season when I made that video, Loki was my third played most support in competitive. So don't try to speak in false narratives if you don't know all the information. Saying my takes are brain rot, well, you can't even get a simple fact right because you're assuming. Sure, do I love playing Loki? Of course. And that love comes with me wanting to play him, and I hate seeing him in a horrible state. How does that not connect in your weak-minded body? It's like the definition on insanity. If you think you are not getting peeled and you keep dying, stop being a hero that needs peel. Or get this, if you're in a situation where there's a dive, especially a good one, you need peel to live. You can't patty cake your way out of triple or double dive. That is impossible, so you need peel. Not to mention, Loki with his runes, if he has it, let me state, if he has it, can give him a few seconds of extra time to either ward away the divers or to buy time for someone to peel. But if no one peels and it's free range, then you're going to die. Just swap to a broken easy, more survivable hero and stop whining. Oh, you mean the S tier character everyone says? Which is my most played character last season? Right. You could go Invis or Rocket. Yet you would rather carry on forcing Loki, a terrible hero, into a terrible scenario. This is why I hate these people. He says, you could go Invis. Yeah, I am Invis. She's my most played character. Over double than Loki. But yeah, I'm forcing Loki. Not to mention, I have a positive win rate with him. Now, these stats will be inflated because season 0, mostly Loki. Season 1, mostly Loki. So yeah, it's gonna be inflated. This is a positive win rate. But guess what? I am good with him. There is a reason in season 4, I was the 379th best Loki in the entire world while he was at his weakest point. But yeah, say I am throwing. Good players can make any character work. So stop complaining, stop assuming, and actually do your research, or at least ask for facts, because you are like no points right now. You've gotten nothing correct. Also, there are maps that are specifically good with Loki, like the push point on the Asgard map, like the Mr. Fantastic map, like the Dracula map. All those are very good for Loki, and I always choose Loki on those maps unless I have a Rocket or Jeff as my other support, or if I have a bunch of flyers on my team. I don't always go Loki. I play who fits best on my team. If I have a bunch of flyers, I will most likely choose Invis or Cloak and Dagger. If all of us are on the ground, Loki or Cloak and Dagger, depending on the map. If there's a Bucky or Moon Knight who is at least semi-decent, I switch off of Loki. You can see that I mostly choose Invis if that happens. It's not as simple as me always choosing Loki no matter what. Forcing Loki, carry on getting deaths and struggling with dive, and then come to the conclusion it's your teammate's fault? What? Those in greenhouses shouldn't throw rocks. Again, let me state, in the video, I brought up a situation where nobody was peeling, not even my other support, while a Daredevil and a Namor, 2 separate games, were constantly attacking the backline, aka me. I got no help. I died, putting up a good fight, but guess what? DPS characters do more damage than support characters. If you don't know that, you shouldn't be talking. And if my teammates don't help with a dive or any sort of attack to the backline, even after I ping, calm, and everything else I could try, if they don't do that, that is a teammate problem. It is their fault. This alone proves you are clueless and don't understand how the game works. I mean, I think I already said enough to already disprove that sentence on its own. You also said that you were getting died by a Namor, so you have zero credibility. I know I get called bronze talk a lot, but this is definition of bronze talk. Namor throws his 2 squids high while he is up on the Asgard map, push map by the way. So I was Loki. There's a bunch of places where you can sit up high, place squids, and shoot down. He was doing that every chance he gets. Keep in mind, this was in GM games. This proves you have never went against a dived Namor. Not only, and let me explain the whole situation. If a Namor dives you, both squids are up, you have multiple things you think of doing. A, kill the squids before the Namor kills you to get off the poke damage and rely on the Namor missing shots. B, go after the Namor first, try to kill him as a support. This leaves your whole team vulnerable because they're down 1 support now. Or C, ping the Namor and hope the team kills him while you try to sustain your life, not leaving the team down in 1 support and hoping someone reacts to the Namor. I chose option C. I risked my own life to keep my team alive to hopes they do their job and keep me alive. This proves you don't know a thing about the game, so you have zero credibility, and you start making some grand statement about the player base and how your MMR is like the greatest problem in Marvel Rivals. I never said I made some grand statements about the player base and how my MMR is like the greatest problem. I said it's the players, not the MMR. The players. Some people have no idea what they're doing at all and blame everyone else and think everyone else is the problem but them, and think everyone else, if there's a problem, that they need to fix it instead of themselves. Like what? You get terrible players in every rank and sometimes you just have to take the odd instant loss and go next. So you agree with some of my statement that there are terrible players in every rank and that they are unavoidable. One of my main points. You then start recounting some useless stats from random games, thinking maps, I'm ace, that means I'm definitely in the clear and it's my teammate's fault. Or grr, the Spider-Man that one time was 5 and 9. I was gonna read all this. I never said he was 5 and 9 and that was a bad thing. This was not my point. I said he was 5 and 9, and he asked, hey, do you guys want me to switch? I'm not doing good right now. And we said, yes, can you be a second tank? He did, and we won the game. You're using a good example of a good teammate I used and say I put that in a negative light? Talk about libel and sentence manipulation. Also, I'm not recounting some useless stats from random games. The random games are examples of me having bad teammates, which you can see in my videos. My past videos have several encounters with these people and not useless stats. If a DPS, let's say, has a 30% accuracy rate, that is a problem. If a DPS has more deaths than everyone and doesn't have a positive KDA, unlike everyone else on the team, then guess what? That DPS is the problem. And saying, oh, I'm ace, that means I'm definitely in the clear and it's my teammate's fault. Let's see if it's still in here. Let's see. Yep, this one. I was Loki first. They complained so much that I switched to Cloak and Dagger. So let's see. Was I the problem? Just because I was ace? Let's ignore the ace. This Wolverine was the one complaining. 16 and 7. The rest of the team? 17 and 7. 14 and 10. 20 and 15. 12 and 7 and 10 and 12. Guess what? I was tied lowest deaths. He had the most deaths, a negative KDA, the lowest final hits of all DPS, the lowest damage of all DPS, a 30% accuracy rate, and played mystery heroes. And you want to defend this person? And look at this. 3 final hits, most damage out of all supports, most healing by all supports. Yeah, I don't think I was the problem, dumbass. This is why you shouldn't talk on things you don't know. Firstly, these stats are just not important and no one cares. Every team has an SVP or KDS, it's KDA, or aces aren't relevant. Stats are relevant to a match. If someone on one team is 0-12, 0-12, 0-12, 0-12, 0-12, and 0-12, and they win, you wouldn't have any questions about that. The stats aren't important, like, at all? Are you serious? Secondly, it says so hypocritical to hate on these players, acting like you are above them. No, it isn't. Keep in mind, I don't yell at them and insult them during the match because I know toxicity can spiral and ruin everyone's morale. So I keep it into videos for content. What do you think the lobby thought of the rest of your team? I can't even read this without your horrible grammar. What do you think the lobby thought and the rest of your team was thinking when you forced Loki into dive and kept dying to lack of peel? Did you not see my video? Let me restate, since you forgot. There's 3 people in the same lobby playing on my team. One was a support, one was a tank, one was a DPS, which, let me find that game. Here it is. And like I said, the Daredevil, who was ace in 18 finals. And me, I had the most deaths, and I wasn't getting peeled at all. I even said in chat, Cloak, please turn around. And like I said in my video, next match, I got them again. And I even said in my video, they were hard targeting me, but we still beat them. We beat them 2-0. And that Namor match, which is right here, by the way, I went from Loki to Cloak and Dagger. I didn't keep Loki. Guess what? You are wrong again, and you're assuming. This Namor was diving each and every team fight. Replay is expired, so I can't show it, but this is why you shouldn't talk on things you have no fucking idea about. Can you not see the similarities? No, because there are none. And it's pointless to then start saying that players that throw and don't swap is the problem with Marvel Rivals when you did the same exact thing. Or maybe you, fraud, shouldn't assume false narratives and false facts, because I didn't do the same exact thing. In every single example I've showed, I was on Loki and switched off except for that Daredevil game. The Invis is my most played, and Loki is my 3rd most played in the course of where this video was uploaded. But yeah, keep thinking you are right. There's a counter rant. In conclusion, you are just lost and completely clueless, says the one making up everything and has false narratives, false sentences, are making up things, assuming the worst of me without backing up any of your claims. Well, look at me. Like I said in my video, I back up what I say with videos, with screenshots, with proof to how this game works. Yeah, you think you are correct because I am. As a support mains, what is your... I swear you are in kindergarten. What is this grammar? As a support main. Other support mains with these victim complexes are the worst part of Marvel Rivals. Thank you and good night. You say I'm the worst part of Marvel Rivals, while you yourself, let me just repeat again, have made several false narratives about me, assumed that I pick Loki no matter what and don't swap, among many other things. You are the poison to this community. Like I said in my video, a lot of DPS players are poison to the community, but that doesn't mean there are not other poisons in each role. You are one of them. Thank you and good night.